Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Eagles Community Arena for today's WBBL Cup group match between the hometown Newcastle Eagles and the visitors from Manchester, the Mystics. We've got both teams on court warming up at the moment, and we're going to go straight into coaches' interviews before we come back and preview both teams.
Coach, a very warm welcome to the Eagles Community Arena. It is our first home game, of course not the first WBBL action. How are things shaping up with your team of Manchester Mystics so far?
It's been interesting. It's been a bit of a struggle trying to get everybody relatively healthy, back in shape. The layoff has affected them probably a lot more than I think they thought it would do. So it's been a process, but we're getting there. It'll take another month or so, I think, before we're really ready.
You got a very strong squad this season, and so have our Eagles. How have things been, obviously, in the games that you've played so far, and how do things sort of feel as you match up against a team like the Eagles today?
Oh no, it's going to be a tough game. The pool groups, the group is the toughest in the league this year. The four teams, I think, are probably four of the stronger teams in the league. It's going to be that, and I think the advantage that Leicester have over maybe even us certainly, and maybe Newcastle, maybe Nottingham, they've had everybody together for a while, so they're in pretty good shape. They're playing quite well. So I think early on, I think they're the strongest team in the group right now. I think we're all trying to find our way now, and I think obviously the Eagles, we still have a few players to come in, and they've just got their other players back this week. So I think it's what it is, and we just have to make the best of the situation and get ready for the league season, really.
Just finally, before we let you go, obviously a couple of members of your team away with GB. You must be really pleased with their performances, and a great result that the women got in Istanbul.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think considering there were a few omissions of players that obviously have established themselves with Joe Leadham's situation, getting ready to have a baby, Carly not being available, Georgia. So I think they did a great job, and I think what really is going to be interesting to see what happens in February and where they have to go, because if they can get, I think they have enough interior stuff now to get Belarus. So if they can win the group again and go back-to-back Eurobaskets, I think it's a heck of an achievement, and people, I don't think in British basketball realize how good and what's happened with the women's game is. So hopefully they'll start getting a little bit more recognition for it.
Thanks so much, Jeff.
Okay.
And good luck today.
Okay, no problem.
Coach, welcome to the ECA for your first home game of the WBBL season. I know you and I have talked quite a lot through the summer break and through the start of this season, but tough one to start so late with the season, and so many things that have happened over the course of the time since you and I last spoke on camera.
Yes, yeah, it was. I mean, it's great to be back on court, and after last week's game, or 2 weeks ago, we know what we want to improve. We've got some key people back. Unfortunately, we've had some tough injuries to take over the last couple of weeks, and we're still waiting on a couple of arrivals. So, you know, it's still very early on. We're treating it as pre-season, which I've said in other interviews, and we're just trying to get better as a group and build some chemistry.
As people have read in the preview to today's game, obviously, very unfortunately, we have lost Marina and Sarah Burkett, but as they come out, two big players quite literally come straight back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, of course, anyone that's dealing with injuries is tough, and you know, we wish the best and the speedy recovery for Sarah and Marina. But it's great to welcome Mante and Lisa back in. I mean, two of the best players in the league, hands down, last year, and we've added some additions this year. So you know, we're super excited to get back to work tonight.
A lot of people very excited to see this game. I want to say a huge thank you, of course, to everyone who's made this season possible with the crowdfunding we did through the summer, the sponsors that we've just got on board, including a new one just announced this week. It is shaping up to be a very exciting season, and the squad you've got looks really strong.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to echo that. Like, we're so thankful for the opportunity to have the fundraiser first and foremost, and for all the fans and the community who really got behind it, and the sponsors. You know, without that, we wouldn't be here right now. So we really appreciate all the support from our sponsors, and long may it continue. You know, we want this women's game to grow up here, and that's only possible with the fantastic work that the club does in getting sponsors and really keeping the backing going.
Finally, Chris, of course, you just talked about that first game. You know, we are obviously on the back of that defeat, but a lot of learnings, a lot of things taken away from that game.
Yeah, I mean, the attitude was exemplary, and you know, the messages that we got from fans and coach and players were like, you know, you guys fought the whole time, and that's a credit to the these girls. You know, they're such great role models in the community, and we're going to continue to do that. And we've added a few things. We've got a few players back. So today, you know, hopefully we'll go a lot differently. So we're excited.
Manchester are a tough team, and of course some of their players on the international team as well, just back in the country and back onto the court. What do you think about their squad this season, and how they're shaping up, and the team you're going to be facing in a few minutes' time?
No, they're a great team, and they've added some really good players to their squad this year. So it's always going to be tough with Manchester. They've got like 3 players who've been in the core for years, and they've added like really talented, experienced national team players. So they're going to get better and better the more they get to play with each other. So we're hopefully, you know, lucky we play with them early on.
Thanks very much, Coach, and good luck today.
Cheers, thank you.
And right on the buzzer, you're back with me, Jeff King, and I'm just going to run through the Manchester Mystics team. A lot easier for me to say than do. They've only played 1 game so far this season. They lost down at Leicester 65-44, and their team lineup is number 3 Nicolette Fong Lu Ki, number 8 Georgia Jones, number 9 Hannah Shaw, number 10 Rhiann Bailey, number 12 Ebony Horton, number 14 Holly Bryan, number 15 Maya Bratka, number 20 Dominique Allen, who I believe is on the team sheet, but I can see looking down on court that she's actually not ready to play, and number 24 American forward Sophia Song, and number 45 new signing from Sheffield Hatters Helen Naylor. Dave, thoughts about Manchester?
Yeah, well, I've seen Manchester play several times over the past few seasons, and by my reckoning they've strengthened this squad with the addition of 6 players. Nicolette Fu Lu Q, who obviously will be well known to them as being a Manchester girl and well known to us having played for Northumbria and Durham. Hannah Shaw, former Northumbria player, GB international, and one of the most prolific scorers ever to play in the WBBL. Helen Naylor, who they've taken from the now non-competing Sheffield Sharks. Also, you know, pretty impressive who else they've signed as well. Portuguese international Sarah Jassi, Mia Branca, who is a twin to another Branca who years ago were the bedrock of building the Leicester programme, and then Sophie Song, who's in her first year. And not forgetting, they've got Georgia Jones, GB international, and unfortunately, obviously, as you say, Dominic Allen, but they've also got one of the toughest players in the league in Rhiann Bailey.
That's the Manchester lineup. The Eagles lineup is number 4 Maddie McVicker, number 6 Millie Oates, number 7 Lisa Coop, number 8 Rachel Bland, number 9 Abby Lowe, number 14 Ori Chuku Atu, number 16 Molly Arnold, number 21 Mandy Kvedovic, 23 Ali Gorrell, 32 Molly Taylor. Eagles obviously be well pleased to see Mandy Kvedovic back in the side, and also Lisa Coop, who missed they both missed that game down in Nottingham, but they're still without 1 or 2, and unfortunately 2 of their new signings are both out for the season. Sarah Burkett has had to go home to have knee surgery, the dual national American, and Marina Fernandez, who had 11 and 7 on her debut against Nottingham, tore Achilles tendon right at the end of that game, and she's also out for the season. But your thoughts about Newcastle, because they made a lot of recruitment, Dave?
They made a lot of recruitment, and people were pretty impressed with the lineup that they recruited, and there were talks about, you know, silverware contenders, and of course it's very difficult when you suddenly lose 2 players to the season injury. You have another one who's still not available, but there's some experience in there, and there's one thing for certain: they've got one player who you pronounced brilliantly, Kverda Kuvovic, or I'm probably not as good at that as you, but she's one of the best players I've ever seen to play in the BBL, so she'll make this team competitive. So this could be probably, after the disappointing results of both of them, although Leicester proved yesterday that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with for the pretty comprehensive defeat of Nottingham Wildcats. So interesting game.
And one player I did forget on the list, I do apologise, for Eagles, number 10 Yemsi Maful, was added to my list just before. Starting 5s for Manchester, it's number 3 Nicola Fong Lu Ki, number 8 Georgia Jones, number 9 Hannah Shaw, number 10 Rhiann Bailey, and number 11 Sophia Song. For the Eagles, it's number 4 Maddie McVicker, number 7 Lisa Coop, number 8 Rachel Bland, number 21 Mante Kaverishut, and number 23 Ali Gorrell, and we're off and running, and it's the Eagles on offence with McVicker. into just a bit too strong from Kvereshoot.
Well, despite that there are losses in terms of players, I talked about the experience they've got. Well, there's no more experience. There's two of these Eagles who've started this game in Rachel Bland, and obviously tremendous news for them when they knew that Alison Gorrell was going to come back and play for them.
Yeah, Rachel Bland probably one part of the fixtures and fittings here in Newcastle. There's Nicola Fong, long three, doesn't go. Gorrell pushes it. And she's in from the side and doesn't make it. Great rebound by Lisa Coop. Big German taking an excellent rebound. That's what she's there for.
Yeah, she's going to be a handful for Hannah Shaw. I mean, Hannah Shaw, 6'3", 6'4", got really good size for Manchester, help protect the middle and defend the paint for them. But Klopp's a handful.
It's
Sorry, Coop.
Manchester with Georgia Jones, Rhiannon Bailey. Samantha Song gives it to Georgia Jones, comes off Georgia's foot, bounces free, Eagles on a fast break, Rachel Bland. And there's the first 3 points of the game from Mandy Kvereshoot. Eagles off and running, 3-0. Bailey brings it forward. The Song, back to Bailey. Sophia Song, she knocks down her 3-point shot, the American. Eagles back on offense with Gorrell. Coop turns the corner, gets out to McVicker. McVicker, there's a 3-point shot from Maddie McVicker. That's her speciality, 3 from the corner, but a great fast break there by Manchester. And Sophia Song gets forward and finds Georgia Jones's long pass and lays it in for 2. Maddie McVicker's pass is picked off by Rhiannon Bailey. Oh, nice fake and Euro step, but she doesn't make the layup. And Rachel Bland comes away with the rebound.
Well, I was on the edge of saying there, what a great play from Rhiannon Bailey. Did all the right things, then missed the easy layup.
Coop going in strong on Hannah Shaw, but she can't make the shot. Georgia Jones for 3, that one's off.
Well, we were in this very venue on Friday night when we saw some of the really greatest struggles ever from the 3-point line with the Eagles, but these girls are knocking them down for fun.
Kvereshoot, Bland, Gorrell posting up, not down. 24-second violation. Despite the urging from our director and producer at the side of me.
It makes me question what their role is tonight. They're meant to be producing the programme, not cheering on.
The Song. Hannah Shaw goes inside. Rhiannon Bailey tries to find her, but comes out to Nicola Fong. Song for 3, off the backboard.
Well, we talked on Friday night about players hesitating to shoot. The one thing for certain, that Sophia Song doesn't look like somebody who's going to hesitate to shoot if she thinks she's got a good look at the rim from downtown. Real catch and shoot.
Bailey to Jones, faced by Bland. Jones takes Bland all the way to the basket, but an excellent defense from Rachel Bland, and she blocks the layup attempt. Maddie McVicker picks it up. Bland, he has Gorrell in the paint. Nice spin move from Ali Gorrell for 2 points, and the Eagles lead 8-5.
Yeah, great move. Good penetration. She knew exactly what to do when she had the open space around the basket.
Nicola Fong there just driving in and was stopped by Maddie McVicker, who kicked the ball away. Hope Steve Bruce didn't see that. It was very impressive. Manchester back on the attack with Jones. Here's Sophia Song, and as Dave's already mentioned, she doesn't mind shooting that 3. Misses that one. Lisa Coop takes a great rebound. Here's Maddie McVicker. She finds Rachel Bland. Rachel Bland for 2. That's just off. Sophie Song takes it up. Georgia Jones pushes ball hard. Hannah Shaw in the middle looking for the ball. Rhiannon Bailey with a left-handed stroke for 3. That levels it up at 8. Good fast pace from both teams. There's Gorrell. Give a shoot. Bland. Nice ball movement for the Eagles. McVicker. Back out to Coop. Bland cuts across and comes down. Ball in. Back out. Oh, nice work. Nice work from Rachel Bland. Lovely pass from Rachel Bland to Lisa Coop in a nice lane by Lisa Coop.
Yeah, great timing on the inside boom by Lisa Coop.
It's Hannah Shaw. She didn't go Manti Kavinovic and hits the long pass to Gorrell. That's a lovely play by the Eagles. Great rebound taken by Kavinovic, shooting a long ball to Alison Gorrell, who made the break, and she lays it in for 2. Eagles, that's 4 quick points, go to 12-8. Halfway through the first quarter already. Jones. Rachel Bland playing tough defence on Rhiannon Bailey. She gets into Hannah Shaw. Nice turn from Hannah Shaw, but she's got a big body to go across in Lisa Coop, and Lisa Coop changes the shot and comes down. She gets the rebound. Maddie McVicker for 2. American guard from the main Black Bears, and she looks very useful early on. There's Nicola Fong-Lu-Ku. Rhiannon Bailey gets Gorrell up in the air and drives to the basket, and that's going to be a foul on Lisa Coop. Rhiannon Bailey will go up the line to shoot 2. And see what you mean about how tough she is, Dave.
She is, she's a tough player. And that's 2 good shot fakes and drives that she's pulled off. And one thing that will worry me a little bit in terms of watching this Newcastle Eagles team play last year is that Coop can get herself into foul trouble.
So Manti Kavinovic should, and Rachel Bland to the bench. Molly Taylor and Abby Lowe come on for the Eagles. Manchester almost also make a change. Helen Naylor and Maya Bratka come on. And they've replaced, I think it's Sophie Song. Nope, she's still out there.
Yeah, Rachel Brand's earned a rest on the bench there. I mean, Eagles have been switching quite a bit on defence, but I think that Rachel was signalled out to go out there and take Georgia Jones.
Followed by Nicola Luffy Fong. There's Alison Gorrell. Molly Taylor into Lisa Coop. Coop out to Abby Lowe. Abby Lowe drives hard, but it's good hands from Rhiannon Bailey from behind, and that's going to be a foul on Lisa Coop.
Well, low foul count so far, Jeff, but you don't want your players picking up fouls that far from the basket when there's no danger of any simple transition.
Fong-Lu-Ku now. Going to try and drive to the basket. Good defence by Abby Lowe at first. Fong-Lu-Ku gets to the basket and lays in for 2. Good play by Nicolette.
Tough hook to make because Abby Lowe put her under quite a bit of pressure.
There's Molly Taylor. McVicker. Nice pass to Coop. Coop driving hard to the basket. Foul as she goes up by Helen Naylor. Sorry, by Maya Bratka.
Well, that's a nice addition to a game from last year because 9 times out of 10 last year when she would receive the ball that far from the basket, she would simply pass it off to a teammate, but nice fake and drive there by Coop. Chance to earn 2 more points for the Eagles tally from the charity swipe.
And Ebony Horton coming on. Lisa Coop makes the first one. Ebony Horton coming on for Nicolette Fong-Lu-Ku. Lisa Coop makes the first one, misses the second. Rebound taken by Helen Naylor. Manchester numbers, white numbers on white shirts. It's not exactly easy, especially when you haven't called the game before from them. Anyway, this is Georgia Jones, I know that one. Number 12, Ebony Horton, straight in the game and straight away strokes a 3. And that levels the game up at 15 all.
Smart cross-court pass there from Georgia Jones. Really nice stroke from Ebony Horton.
Abby Lowe drives to the basket. Met by Rhiannon Bailey, who takes the foul and the fall towards the backcourt. As Rachel Bland comes back on and Lisa Coop comes off. Eagles going quite small. The end line ball. Eagles thought that perhaps it was a drive to the basket and should have been a shooting foul, but referees ruled it otherwise. Abby Lowe to inbound. She finds Maddie McVicker. McVicker looks so comfortable handling the ball. To Rachel Bland. Bland for three. Off the backboard, doesn't make it. Alison Gorrell gets up, but she knocks it dead. Manchester ball, 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Here's Horton. Seems to have come on straight away. Giving them a little bit of a shake-up. Here's Georgia Jones for three. That one's just off. Rebound taken by Alison Gorrell, and she's off to the races. Goes past Ebony Horton, but it's 2 shots off. Good offensive rebound by Abby Lowe. Molly Taylor gives it back to Gorrell. McVicker shakes and bakes. Knocks down the three. Not long two.
Well, I think for certain defences better get warmed up because there's plenty of three-point shots going to be rained in tonight.
Georgia Jones drives past Abby Lowe. Good hand by Alison Gorrell, deflects it wide.
Pretty good decision there by Georgia Jones. Route to basket, cut off. Nice little Euro step to change the angle and an easy kick out. Fortunately, the catching skills didn't match the skill of the pass.
Abby Lowe comes off. Manti Cavera shoot, comes back on. Rhiann Bailey, nice give and go with Helen Naylor. She gives it long to Ebony Horton, who goes for another three. This time she's off. Great rebound by little Maddie McVicker, and is talking to Chris Bunton about her and said she might only be 5'4", but she knows how to rebound.
Well, I think there's one thing for certain: she's established herself as the principal ball handler here and sort of backcourt general, doing a good job setting the players up for the Eagles.
When you've also got a player like Alison Gorrell alongside her, that's some backcourt. That. Yes, Gorrell turns inside. Strong move to the basket by Alison Gorrell. 2 points for the Eagles. They go to 19-15.
Yeah, as I've watched her over the years, I've always liked two things about her game. She's maybe called a guard, but she certainly knows how to cut in and make her presence felt with the back to the basket. She's also very good in transition.
And there's Rachel Bland battling again, picking up the rebound. Alison Gorrell going hard again to the basket. Oh, that one just rolls off the rim. Rhiann Bailey at the other end. Rachel Bland. Wow, she's the right player.
She's a great model for being a real leader on defence. Great work ethic on defence.
Local girl who never stops. Being rewarded this year by Coach Chris Bunton with the Eagles co-captaincy. And you can see why when you see an effort like that coming back on defence. Ebony Horton to inbound. Good rebound by Helen Naylor, but she can't put it back.
That was Branca.
Sorry, it was Branca. Yeah, sorry. There's McVicker at the other end, but her left-handed layup misses. Nicolette from, here's Helen Naylor now. Coming across the middle, goes for the layup, just misses it. Bradcat takes the rebound. Naylor from Luque. That's a late call. I think it's going to be a block and foul. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, he called that on 4. We haven't got a 4 on this. Yes, it was. I
don't know, as you pointed out.
Maddie McVicker, yeah, it was Maddie McVicker.
It is difficult to read the numbers, isn't it, on the Manchester strips?
Yeah, but I'm sure by the second half I'll get the hang of it. It's Helen Naylor driving out. Nicola. Sophia Song, and that's going to be a foul on Molly Taylor, I think. Yeah, foul on Molly Taylor. Tough defence, but just got a little hand in there. And Sophia Song goes to the line to shoot 2. Eagles up by 4, 19-15, 47.5 to go in the first quarter. Sophia Song makes the first. Second's missed. Manti Cavera shoot, takes the great rebound and pushes the ball hard. Thought for the second there she was going to go coast to coast, but she doesn't. She pulls the ball back out, gives it to McVicker. Eagles was a little bit static in the movement there. McVicker puts up a shot. Sophia Song takes a rebound. Ebony Horton makes the break. Misses her layup. Helen Naylor and Matty Kavadovic shoot. Battling for the ball. Referees call a jump ball and it'll be Eagles ball. We have the possession arrow in their favour. Rolled in, McVicker sets it back up, probably the last shot of the quarter. Eagles up by 3 at 19-16. Need to keep a little eye on the clock. Shot clock obviously off. 12 seconds on the game clock. Kavadovic shoot. Setting it up. And that's a foul. Draws that foul.
And Mystics are in the penalty,
yes,
so
2 shots.
Yeah.
So 5, almost 6 seconds of defence to play after this shot, unless of course she misses the second. Kavadovic shoot with the first. Makes the first. Lithuanian international strokes the second one home. Manchester have got 5.9 seconds to get a shot off. Nicolette Fonglu Q just fails to gets a good shot away in the end, but it just hit the front rim and bounced away. So Eagles lead 21-16 after a frantic first quarter. Okay, we'll go back. We've got minutes before they come back out. Dave, your thoughts on the first quarter?
Well, a pretty entertaining first quarter. Both teams come out to compete. Both teams pushing it out in transition. Lots of movement off the ball in offence. But I think Northumbria have got that 5-point lead because I think they've edged it slightly at both ends of the floor. What I've been particularly impressed with is Rachel Brand's efforts in defence. And I think Matt Vicker's doing a good job running the offence for the Eagles.
Just looking at the quick scores here, Maddie McVicker has 7 points, Alison Gorrell 6 points, Mandy Kavadovic has 5, and she also has 5 rebounds. For Manchester, it's Sophia Song with 6 points, Rihanna Bailey with 5 points at the moment.
In terms of talking about the giant players, and no doubt at all, Sophia Song is very offensive minded. Every time she get the ball, she's threatening to take a shot or a drive to the basket, and she's working herself pretty hard off the ball to get open to create those chances she wants to take.
Emily Horton goes to get the second half underway for the Mystics. Fong Lu Ki. Helen Naylor sets the screen. Barker drives to the basket. Here's Sophia Song. Back to Fong Lu Ki. Ebony Horton for 3. Up and in. Nice shot. That's her second 3 of the game.
I'm scrambling to look in your notes, Jeff, to tell me about Ebony Horton, because she's another one who's certainly spotting up nicely on the 3-point line and has got the ability to knock it down.
Yeah, Ebony Horton had only 2 points and 4 rebounds against Leicester for Manchester. Youngster who Jeff Jones has brought through, Coach Jeff Jones, looks very, very promising indeed. There's Helen Naylor for 3, that's short. Eagles pick the rebound up and away they go. Rachel Bland and Alan Gorrell in the corners. Ball in the hands of Maddie McVicker. He gives it to Gorrell. Gorrell will drive to the basket. Never any doubt that she was going to drive to the basket there, but not just to drive to the basket. She misses the layup, gets her own rebound, and back out it comes to McVicker, and McVicker knocks down the 3.
Well, form on a 3-point shot, certainly matching her ability to do the ball handling that's needed for the team.
Into double figures, Maddie McVicker with 10 points. It's more great defence by Rachel Bland. Yes, Helen Naylor drives hard to the basket, knocks it out. Sorry, that was Sophia Song.
They do look a bit alike, don't they?
I'll get it right in a minute. It was Naylor's three-point shot that was short. Monty Kavadovic shoot. In it goes for two. Nice floater. Eagles lead 26-19.
Real class move there from
Monty.
Kaverda shoot. I'm going to get this right. As soon as she saw the route to basket cut off, she turned it into a nice little runner.
And there's Ebony Horton again, driving to the basket, left-handed layup. Very impressive off the bench. There's Mark Vicker into Coop. Massive. Coop's not frightened to shoot the three. That one's off. Sophia Song takes a rebound. Nicola Leaf-Kufu, and back to Sophia Song for three. That one's just off, and Rachel Bland picks up the rebound. There's Ali Gorrell. Thought about driving in, decided not to. Lisa Coop. She go to the basket. Ooh, she will, but she missed it. Rachel Bland picks up the offensive rebound. Both ends of the court from Rachel. Escavada shoot. In for two, left-handed layup. Coach Jeff Jones decides to call a timeout. Just saying, Dave, you was asking us about my notes. I haven't got a lot down about Ebony Horton, but she certainly made an impact off the bench for Manchester.
We're going to hear a lot about her. I like what I see. I think we're talking about Maddie McVicker running the point and doing a good job, but Kaverda shoot starting to show her qualities in this game as well, which is helping the Eagles to extend that lead. And Jeff Jones, after the previous offense, was very quick to go to the table and call a timeout. A couple of things I can think about. One is he's getting a little bit concerned about how much space Kaverda shoot is being given when she gets the ball. He doesn't have to worry so much about Coop because she's not known for wanting to put the shots up when she gets her ball back to the basket. But the other thing as well is he's maybe going to be concerned about the number of three-point shots they're raining in.
So that timeout was Manchester's. Eagles ladies this year, for the first time ever, have a shirt sponsor, the same as the men's team. It's Give to Local. I'd like to thank them very much for their support as usual. And also you might see on the back of the Eagles shirt WL Distillery, which is a brand new gin distillery, and it's a local one from Durham. We'd like to thank them for coming on board just this week. It's Nicolette. Georgia Jones, nice ball movement from Manchester. Helen Neal comes across. Here's Hannah Shaw, turns, tries to get a shot off, does get a shot off, doesn't make it, but that's a really, really good rebound by Sophia Song, and she lays it in for two. Coach Bunton on the word with the referees. Here's Kaveda shoot. Garrow, nice cut by Ali Gorrell. Doesn't make the bucket, but Lisa Coop's there for the rebound, but she turns it over to Helen Naylor. Sophia Song in again for a left-handed layup, and the American looking good as well. Manchester's timeout obviously working there.
Well, at the moment she's the most important offensive threat they've got.
Back to within three at 28-25. Rachel Bland, Ali Gorrell, Maddie McVicker. Back to Bland. Gorrell trying to get free. Kaveda shoot. McVicker's going to have to put the ball. Oh, bailed out by. Well, I don't think she was going to get a shot off there,
no.
did
No.
you? So, Nicolette Fong Lu Key.
She's putting her head down there because she knows that bailed them out. Clock just about gone. She's questioning the decision, which I think she's got a right to because it didn't seem like much of a foul to me.
Jeff Jones also questioning the decision.
I think one thing Coach Bunton's got to keep an eye on is Eagles have got a lot of good ball movement, but any time the ball goes two, I'm just looking at my pronunciation, Caverda shoot. They all stand and watch.
Yeah. It's as if they just like, oh, well, we'll just
Yeah.
back away. So
Yeah.
sometimes I think when Lisa Coop gets the ball inside as well, she's possibly looking to, you know, they think you go, she's going to turn, shoot or not, and again they just slack off a little bit. But it's early days. It's the first time they've played together, and I'm sure they've got a season ahead to get themselves right.
Well, what I like about Coop is she gets that ball in the low post and she immediately leads with her head to see if there's a player cutting into basket. And obviously anybody who can cut to the basket from the top is creating a space for a shooter to pop into. And as we've seen with Matt Vicker, Caverda shoots. We've got some good shooters, and Alison Gorrell got some good perimeter shooters on the Eagles team who can take advantage of that. Well, despite I think the Eagles controlling this first 4 minutes or so of this second quarter, Manchester are hanging in there. Not only that, they're closing the gap.
Yeah, it was a good timeout by Jeff Jones, and they've come out strong from that timeout. Cut the gap back to 4. Eagles are on the offense. 14 seconds on the shot clock after the foul. Lisa Coop going to get to the middle, try the hook. She does and makes it. Good strong move by Lisa Coop. Eagles up 30-25. So if your song thought about the three, gives it Ebony Horton. She's going to drive hard. Good defense by the Eagles. Yeah, the travel, excellent defense. Little and large in the middle there. Coop and McVicker. Notice that part of the Eagles press team, Simon Rushworth calls Coop and Kavadovic shoot, calls them the K twins, but that was little and large with Coop and McVicker teaming up to get that travel call on Ebony Horton. There's Coop at the top of the outside, McVicker comes wide. First step is excellent. Misses the 2-point shot, but there's Ali Gorrell with the rebound, and she's fouled by Hannah Shaw, who immediately puts her hand up, and Alison Gorrell will go to the line to shoot 2. Terrific rebounder as well.
And not only that, she was very active with off the ball. She earned that rebound. She never took her eye off the play. She read it beautifully and really worked hard to get to that offensive board.
Molly Taylor takes place on the court as Lisa Coop comes as a shot on the bench. Alison Gorrell knocks the first one down. Second one's missed, but Rachel Bland takes a rebound and Gorrell from the elbow. So that's an offensive rebound and an assist for Rachel Bland, and 2 more points for Alison Gorrell. Eagles 33, Manchester 25. Sophia Song at the other end. Some real battling inside there between Rhiannon Bailey. She's really driving hard to the basket there. Molly Taylor couldn't keep her feet still.
I mean, Rhiannon, I'm pretty sure, can knock down the medium range shot, but she always prefers to fake and go on that left-hand drive. Tough to stop. The Eagles have stretched out to an 8-point lead, Jeff, and I'm starting to get a little bit concerned in terms of the in this game is where Manchester are going to find points from.
Rhiannon Bailey from the line misses the first.
I was hoping to say that the free throw line's a good place to start.
Well, it was 1 or 2. Cuts the gap to 7. Gorrell inbounds to Kavera shoot.
So there have been lots of subs so far, Jeff, but I'm not so sure that Maddie McVicker's been taken off yet.
I think she's played every minute so far, Jeff.
Yeah.
There's Molly Taylor to Maddie McVicker. She looks really fit and tidy as well when she goes for the run around on lovely ball movement again, and McVicker for 3, and in it pops. Certainly a very impressive first half performance by the Eagles' new point guard from America, Georgia Jones. She finds Ebony Horton, that shot's off. Kavera shoot takes the rebound. Eagles pushing hard there, and that's going to be a foul from behind from Rhiannon Bailey.
Chris Bunton calling for some sportsman that hasn't got a cat in hell's chance.
He's getting very vocal, Chris Bunton. Head coach Chris Bunton, GB under 20 coach as well. Assistant coach McVicker thought about the three and decided this time she wasn't going to shoot it. Bland gives it to Gorrell. There's McVicker again. Back to Bland. Bland off for the three, and then it goes from Rachel Bland. Oh, she's having a storm as Rachel Bland. One of those players that you really want to see in your team. Does a little bit of everything and really highly motivated. No wonder she's been named as a captain this year. Here's Sophia Song.
Homegrown talent as well.
Yeah. I was going to say something there, but it's maybe some people watching here who don't actually watch the men's game, but I'll still think about it in a minute. Yes, the ball back out next 24 seconds. Great defense by the Eagles. Manchester had nowhere to go. I was just thinking about Rex Pfluger for the men's team and comparing Rex with Rachel Bland. Very similar. Do a bit of everything.
Rex was a big miss on Friday night, yeah. No doubt about it.
But similar sort of type of players, and obviously different genders more than anything else, but very similar sort of impact players.
Yeah. Well, this last few minutes in this phase of play have shown the Eagles definitely in ascendancy at both ends of the floor. They're creating better chances, just like that one there.
Yeah.
Great back cut to basket by Alison Gorrell. They're also making it very, very tough to Manchester to find a basket, which makes me wonder, outside of Sophia Song, where points are going to come from.
No, I believe Horton did pick up here when she first came on, but she's been quiet since then, and it seems as if all the Eagles' powerhouse players are starting to get into the rhythm now. Gorrell makes the first from the line, that gives the Eagles a 14-point lead.
They've got one of the best readers of the game out there as well in Caverda Shoot, because no matter who's on the floor, she can figure out where she can best go. So she spent a few minutes in the post. She'll go into the backcourt to help the ball handling. She knows exactly how to play this game. Very well coached.
Georgia Jones for three. That's off front. Molly Taylor takes a good rebound, holds on to it, and then bursts free. She's got to get the ball over halfway. She does do. Great dribbling from Molly Taylor there to get that ball over halfway. Gives it up to Alison Gorrell. Gorrell's going to drive straight down the middle. Nice pass into Molly Taylor. Molly Taylor turns, knocks down. Lovely play by the Eagles.
Well, that's a way to start the game when you're given your chance to get a few minutes.
There's Rihanna Bailey. Sophie Song. Thought about the three, but goes inside instead, and she's fouled by Rachel Bland. She'll go to the line to shoot two, Sophia Song. Eagles substitutions, Rachel Bland. And Maddie McVicker takes her first seat of the night with 2:31 to go. We have Abby Lowe and Ori Chukwu Etu come on for the Eagles. So if you saw meanwhile at the line, first one bounces front and back and off the rim, but doesn't go in. Second one is good. Timeout called by Chris Bunton with 2:31 to go. Probably made a couple of substitutions, just probably wants to make sure his team knows what he wants.
Well, for
yeah, go on, Dave, carry on.
Yeah, I say the main observation for me is that this is very much a different Eagles team than the one I watched play Nottingham Wildcats a few weeks ago. So much more competitive, obviously, with Coop and Kverdovic out there, but also they seem to have settled into a nice unit as well offensively.
So they lead 43-27 at the moment. 2:31 to go, and as you said, Manchester struggling to score. I mean, Jeff Jones called a really good timeout when they were 7 down, and they got it back to within 4. And I think since then the Eagles I think it's a 15-2 run, I believe. And it's been very much, as you said, it's Caverda Shoot, Coop in the middle, Alison Gorrell, Maddie McVicker. You know, these are probably the stars, but the rest, you know, like Rachel Bland and Abby Lowe, Molly Taylor coming on doing a good job. Nice balance for the Eagles, and you know, and when you get that little gap, you can afford to bring your players out and rest and things like that. So it's looking good for the Eagles at the moment.
Well, you see the Mystics team come out here. There's no doubt about it. They've got scorers.
Jones,
Naylor,
Bailey.
Yeah, they've got
Naylor,
scorers, but at the moment they're just not getting the grips at all without a tattle this Eagles defense.
Gorrell, Caverda Shoot. Abby Lowe. So Molly Taylor. Molly Taylor looking very aggressive since she come on. Give it a shoot, turns, spins, up in the air. 2 points shots off, but great offensive rebound by Abby Lowe. Gives it back to Alison Gorrell. Goes into the paint to Kaveda shoot. Out to Molly Taylor. Molly Taylor for three. Just fails to knock it down. Manchester come away with the rebound with Rhiannon Bailey. She gives it in to Ebony Horton. Nice fake from Ebony Horton, and she lays it in for two. That takes her to double figures on 10 points.
Pretty versatile as well. Seen her knock down the threes. Now she's getting herself in the lower post, and she knew exactly what to do with the ball when she got it there. Great fake. And a nice bit of footwork to finish it off.
Here's Bailey. Here's Horton for three, just to prove her point. Oh, doesn't go though. So it would have been an inside then an outside basket, but it just failed to drop. Ali Gorrell comes long. Abby Lowe misses her three. Sophia Song at the other end, she gets a clean block at three and she knocks that one down. That's Manchester's just cut the gap to 11.
Mystics fast break, Jeff.
Yeah.
Get the ball to Song on the 3-point line, on its way in.
Gorrell. Kaveda to shoot. In she goes. Out to Taylor. There's Etu just missing the three from the corner. Sophia Song again. This time she's going to drive, turns, spins, gives it Helen Naylor. Here's Ebony Horton again. She's going to drive hard to the basket. Fantastic reverse layup. Excellent play from Ebony Horton. Very, very impressed with her. Cuts the gap to 9 points inside the last 30 seconds. Oh, Gorrell. Oh, great drive from Alison Gorrell, but she doesn't make the layup. And Georgia Jones takes the rebound, and Manchester have a chance all of a sudden to get back in this. Georgia Jones finds Song, but she's blocked by Kaveda Shoot, who did really well to get back. Just like to send out apologies to anyone who's having issues watching the live stream. Our technical people are looking at this at the moment, and we hope to solve everything for the second half. You'll lose the live stream at half time, but we will be back in the second half. 15.7 to go. Time out Manchester. So they've come back into it in Manchester. It was Ebony Horton and Sophia Song who really brought them back into it. And they are the top two scorers for Manchester. Sophia Song has 14 and Ebony Horton has 12. For the Eagles, Maddie McVicker has 13, Alison Gorrell 11, Manti Kaveda Shoot 9. Kaveda Shoot also with 7 rebounds. Rachel Bland, which is talked about before, 3 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. Maddie McVicker is 3 or 4 from 3-point range. And she's back on court, leading out Molly Taylor, Alison Gorrell, Ori Chuku Etu, and Monty Kaverovich. Manchester get the ball in quickly. Georgia Jones to Rhiannon Bailey. Back to Georgia Jones. 10 seconds left. Georgia Jones looking to try and find a way through. Nice pass into Rhiannon Bailey. Rhiannon Bailey spots up for 2, doesn't make it. Maddie McVicker takes the rebound, and that will do it for your first half. Eagles lead 43 to 34. I think just about deserved that lead, Dave.
Definitely deserved the lead, Jeff. Ascendancy at both ends of the floor. Much more purpose about the way they're moving the ball in offense, playing really tough D, particularly on the... I mean, they haven't given Helen Naylor a look all night. They're making it difficult for Rhiannon Bailey when she gets the ball in the middle. And really, the only person who initially I thought would be a threat there is Sophia Song's, now being joined by somebody I'm very impressed with, Ebony Horton. Also on the Eagles side, obviously we're learning pretty much about these new players. Molly Arnold's a new player to me, but she showed some good promise when she came on.
So Yeah, so as I say, apologies. I know there's been problems in the first half with the live stream, so we do want to send our apologies. We're going to have a look at this at half-hour technical people, and we're just going to take the live stream off now and sort that out for you, hopefully, and we will be back very shortly. Okay, welcome back for the second half of today's WBBL Cup clash between the Newcastle Eagles and Manchester Mystics. I gather there was a lot of technical issues in that first half, and you lost the live stream for a while, but hopefully now we have it all sorted out, and do send our apologies to you for that technical issue in the first half, and hopefully you'll get the whole of the second half with the Eagles currently up by 9 at 43-34. Dave, any thoughts?
Well, certainly you've mentioned it there, that they're up by 9, but they're certainly controlling the game. Half-time should have been much easier for Chris Bunton than Jeff Jones, who's got much more work to do, and in particular finding players who are going to put some points on the Manchester side of the scoreboard. I think the biggest job facing Chris Bunton is for him to make sure that his team don't become complacent.
Just looking at some of the scorers from the first half, Matty McVicker has 13 points and 4 rebounds. Alison Gorrell 11 points and 5 rebounds. Mandy Kaveda-Shoot has 9 points and 7 rebounds. For Manchester, Sophia Song has 14 points and 5 rebounds. Ebony Horton has 12 points and Rhiannon Bailey 6 points. The shooting percentages, overall the Eagles were 43%, which was 40% from 2-point range and 50% from 3-point range. Manchester 32% overall, 35% from 2-point range and 29% from 3-point range. The rebounds, Eagles had 29 rebounds, including 9 offensive to Manchester's 19, which included 5 offensive. Eagles assists to turnovers, 11 assists, 6 turnovers. Manchester's assists to turnovers was 9-3. Just about ready to go for the second half. Must admit, I'm really enjoying this, Dave. It's a really good standard of basketball, and both teams really committed to try and go all out for their win and battling for every point and every ball.
Yeah, I've seen Leicester play twice so far this year, and clearly they're going to be contenders. The Eagles certainly looking like everything gets there. Everybody stays healthy, will be. Sevenoaks, I think, yet to make the bow, but you can't absolutely can't rule Sevenoaks out, especially as the 2 ex-Northumbria players have re-signed for another season. Still think they'll be the team to beat.
They actually played today, and just to mention that point, Sevenoaks beat Barking Abbey Lions by 70 points to 60. Cat Carr with 15 points for Sevenoaks. Janice Monacana, 19 points. And from the bench,
Yeah,
Renee Bush with 15
I
points.
thought Janice had a good game for GB the other night against Poland. Sounds as though Barking Abbey could be more competitive this year. Because we've got to remember, Jeff, it's just like the men's game. This is pre-season's been very, very difficult. There's still teams having issues, you know, with people testing positive. They've been able to have very few pre-season warm-up games.
We're back underway, and it's McVicker. That was a really lovely play by Maddie McVicker, and unfortunately Lisa Coop just couldn't take the pass. The ball goes dead at the end line, and Manchester get it inbounds.
I think you've got to give a bit of credit there to the Manchester defensive player as well. She did a good job on stopping Maddie getting all the way to the basket.
Here's Rhiannon Bailey directing traffic. And Sophie Song drives to the middle, then she flicks it outside. Georgia Jones, who hasn't scored yet in this game, has 4 assists. But Rachel Bland coming up with the defensive stop again. Unfortunately, her pass to Kaveda-Shoot, Mandy wasn't quite switched on, and the ball went over her head. She's apologising to Rachel, saying that was my fault, not yours. Georgia Jones brings it over the halfway line. Sets up the Manchester offense. Sophia Song back out. Georgia Jones for 3. And there you go. Commentator says she hasn't scored, and she answers the commentator's call. Beautiful long range three, brings them back to within 6 points.
We know she's got the range from the 3-point line.
Lisa Coop bounces the ball onto the end line. Turnover Eagles. Yeah. Manchester just opened their game a little bit here, and as you said there, I'm not saying Eagles are complacent, but they just need to be careful here because Manchester back within 6.
Well, Hannah Shaw there gave Lisa Coop nowhere to go.
Leanne Bailey out to Georgia Jones. Tries to get the ball inside to Hannah Shaw, but Hannah just can't pick it up.
I think Georgie's getting a little bit frustrated there. That's twice she's expected the person she's played a two-man game with to roll hard to basket.
Maddie McVicker, Alison goal. Eagles a little bit flat coming out of the locker rooms. It's Bland.
Oh, Alison Gorrell got great inside position there on Georgia Jones. Wasn't spotted. That's great pass.
Unfortunately, Lisa Coop can't finish. Great pass from Alison Gorrell. Here's Jones. Fong Lu Ki. Georgia Jones again. Manchester patient offence. There's Sophia Song. Good hand by Kavita Feet. Have to put up a quick shot. Oh, and almost on the buzzer. Rianne Bailey knocks down the three, and it's a 3-point game at 43 points to 40.
Instinctively, Rianne knew she had to catch and shoot on that occasion.
She did really well, obviously knocking it down. Here's Alison Gorrell, thought about the drive to the basket. Manchester's defence certainly has toughened up second half. There's Rachel Bland as we're down to 4 seconds on the shot clock. Alison Gorrell, that's stripped by Rianne Bailey. And Rachel Bland called for the block. Took one for the team, I would say.
Well, I'm talking at half-time about the Eagles controlling the game. Right now, Manchester are, and they've worked their way back to with only 3-point deficit.
And I think it really, you talk about turning defence into offence. It's that defence where it's made the stand. The Eagles haven't scored a point yet in this quarter.
Chris Bunton's even signalled to the bench he's considered an early timeout.
Sophie Song.
That had gone home. He might have gone ahead with it.
I think that's what he'd said. I think he said if they score, I'll have a timeout. But Sophia Song's 3-point was just too long. Alison Gorrell brought it up. And this time Maddie McVicker's 3-point now is just too long. So Bunton may still have that timeout. As Fong Lui Ku into Bailey. Good hands by McVicker. Flicks that one away.
Yeah, that would have been good matchup there. Rianne Bailey getting the ball inside on Maddie McVicker. That would have been a really good matchup for the Mystics.
Song inbounds to Georgia Jones. Anna Shaw sets a really good screen, and Georgia Jones knocks down her second three, and that'll be 43 all. And as Dave quite rightly pointed out, Chris Bunton thinks I'll have a timeout. 43 all. Apologies if you heard any industrial language from down on the court there. I certainly heard it. I hope you didn't, though. Obviously, we just had adverts there, and we'd just like to give out a shout out to the sponsors of the Newcastle Eagles women's team. The main sponsor, Give to Local, and their other shirt sponsor, WL Distillery. But we also want to give a big shout out to Newcastle West End Food Bank, Enigma Tap, TAS, and Tombola, all of whom have got involved very much so in the Eagles ladies team, and it's great to see local businesses supporting local sport. So 6:41 to go, we're level at 43.
Nearly 3.5 minutes into the game. You understand why Chris Bunton's going nuts with his players. They're not even got started in this quarter. And one thing he'll be telling them, I hope, is don't go under the screen when Georgia Jones is running pick and roll.
Georgia Jones knocking down 2 threes. It's part of that run, which is obviously now at the moment is a 9-0 run as we start at the start of the second half. McVicker into Coop. Coop finds Gorrell. Gorrell thought about it, puts it back into Coop. Coop's going to try and turn, but there's good hands by Hannah Shaw and Sophia Song, and once again Manchester come away with the ball, the chance to go in front. Wong Lu Ki to Sophia Song. Quite like this Sophia Song, she looks a good, decent player as well. Rhiann Bailey, Georgia Jones. Manchester really have the confidence has really gone up a notch, but Hannah Shaw doesn't make that one, and Lisa Coop comes up with a rebound, but it was good ball movement and nice team play by Manchester. Just didn't get to have an end result. Kavera shoot into Gorrell to Lisa Coop. She comes out to McVicker, thought about the three, Maddie.
Yeah, Manchester helping out much better off the ball, raking in on anybody who gets the ball.
Kavera shot is short, but Lisa Coop takes the rebound and puts it back. And the Eagles manage to sneak in front 45 to 43, 5:36 to go in the third quarter as Georgia Jones almost inevitably brings the ball up for Mystics. Bailey to Song.
Lisa Coop in taking that rebound very wide, kept the ball right above the head. A nice finish.
And there's another nice finish from Rhiann Bailey, who got to the free throw line. Lovely catch and left-handed jump shot, in it goes. Levels us up at 45. Kavera shoots. Thought about driving the basket. Sophia Song played good defense. Alison Gorrell drives the basket, and Hannah Shaw comes across and blocks it, but because she did come across and block it, it was a hand in the back from Sophia Song, and Alison Gorrell goes to the line to shoot two. Gets the shooter's roll for the first one. Big bounce up the backboard. The second one doesn't get the bounce. And Rhiann Bailey picks up the loose ball. Eagles didn't contest the rebound. Chris Bunton was talking to the other four players. Alison Gorrell was at the line. Eagles lead 46 to 45. Here's Georgia Jones. Turns the corner, gets to the elbow. Shoots the two, just make it. Great rebound by Sophie Song. She can't make it, and it's little Maddie McVicker in there taking the rebound. Unfortunately, steps on the line as she tried to burst free.
There's a whole different feel to Manchester's game. They're closing down space, getting in the passing lanes much better on defence, and the Eagles are not working as hard off the ball.
Here's one of us, and they did that without Ebony Horton, who was one of the stars of the first half, and now Ebony Horton's come on and replaced Nicolette Fong Lu Kui. So that's give them an extra bit of additional offensive power. But this girl, Georgia Jones, really has come alive second half. But there's a fantastic block by Lisa Coop, using all of her 6'4" to stop Sophie Song getting in there. Kavera thought about putting a shot up, didn't. Give it back to Bland. McVicker to Gorrell. Gorrell bumped, but no call. Rachel Bland does well to take a tough pass, and she's going to put the two up and makes the two. Rachel Bland coming up good for her side. Captain leading by example as the Eagles go to 48-45 with 4:13 to go in the third quarter. Horton to Bailey. Song makes the cut across, but it's followed by Kavera shoot. Yes, Hannah Shaw. Out to Sophia Song. Shot clock ticking down. On to 6-5. Good defense from the Eagles. Excellent by Maddie McVicker and Lisa Coop, and Alison Gorrell was able to take the ball up. Rachel Bland gives it to Maddie McVicker. McVicker can't make the wide open layup.
Disappointed they didn't finish off that terrific fast break move. Everybody kept the head up. Ball movement first. Players filling the lanes.
And a show into Ebony Horton. Great steal from Kavera shoot, and that's going to be a foul by Rhiann Bailey, but tough play by Rhiann. But good defense by the Eagles. Suddenly the Eagles have just touched their defense up a notch. Here's Molly Taylor, former GB guard, under 20 guard, played for Chris Bunton in their under 20 squad. It's Rachel Bland who takes a seat. Molly Taylor, who went to Loyola University in the States and has come back to England to play pro ball in the WBBL. Looks a very aggressive, determined player. Good pass in there by Kavera shoot. Back out here's McVicker. Great hands, great feet. Unfortunately can't make it, but Lisa Coop's up there again for that rebound, and foul this time by Helen Naylor. very, very difficult to stop her getting rebounds.
She's a real problem when she gets herself right around the basket when people are on the drive. Very, very difficult to stop her.
Maya Bratva comes on for Rhiannon Bailey. Lisa Cooper go to the line to shoot 2. Makes the first. Quite surprised to look at Lisa Cooper and think she's only got 8 rebounds. She seems to rebound almost every ball. Misses the second. Eagles are just edging in front by 4, 49-45, but Manchester on the offence. Chance to reply is 3 minutes on the clock for the third quarter. Here's Helen Naylor. Jones, nice pass inside to Horton, and a great cut by Horton, and she's fouled as she puts it up. Full of energy, this Ebony Horton. I know we keep saying it, but very, very impressive.
Well, really impressive. A, the way they moved the ball. B, the way Georgia Jones spotted the cut-in player, and what a great cut-in finish from Ebony Horton.
She's up to 14 points personal now. Makes the free throw for the and 1, and that takes her to Manchester leading scorer of 15 points. Eagles lead cut to just the 1. Give it a shoot. A little bit of confusion in there as she looked inside. Molly Taylor gives it to Lisa Coop. There's a great cut by Maddie McVicker and found brilliantly by Lisa Coop. That's really smart play by the American point guard, that cut and Leo.
Great finish as well.
Yeah. Sophie Song. Here's Ebony Horton. She's going to drive hard. This time she's a little bit out of control. Lisa Coop puts her hands up for the rebound, but Georgia Jones knocks it dead. Going to be another substitution for the Eagles.
Yeah, Ebony just misread her position on the court there because her second step took her way past the basket. Difficult to finish from that angle. The only option she really had left was to kick it out to somebody on the weak side.
Chukwu Etu comes on for Lisa Coop, who has a break. Alison Gorrell at the point now. It's nice to see the way her and Maddie McVick has changed that around. Gives Manchester a lot of things to go inside the last 10 seconds, but I think Kaveda Shoot knows all about that. Yep, there she does, and just eases into the side and knocks down a nice 10-foot jump shot. Lovely pass from Georgia Jones, full length of the court. Great outlet running by Maya Bratva, and 2 points to Manchester, brings them straight back to within 3. Maddie McVicker pushing hard. Here's Molly Taylor. Molly Taylor, not sure, quite sure, but good hands again. McVicker, that's a great cut by Alison Gorrell. Lovely find from McVicker, and Alison Gorrell lays it home. Eagles up by 5 at 55-50. Sophia Song to reply for 3. Wow, what a game this is. 55-53 now. No sooner does one team get a basket up the other end. Oh, and McVicker's lost that, and Sophie Song lay up for 2, and we're level again at 55 all. Alison Gorrell now trying to find somebody inside, but great defense by Georgia Jones.
The whole of the Manchester teams, Jeff, and again, much more difficult for the Eagles to move the ball.
McVicker from range, and she knocks down the 3. That was a really long 3, and Jeff Jones hands to his head because I think his team couldn't have played much better defense there. But at the other end, it's Sophia Song again replies, and that's 58-58. Sides trading 3-pointers there. Fantastic passage play. Really doing women's basketball proud here with this game. Here's Alison Gorrell now. Look for the give and go. Kaveda Shoot puts the shot up, just make it. Manchester with a chance to take the last shot and take the lead going into the last quarter. Georgia Jones thought about the long 3, floats it up to Bratva. Oh, she just misses the first one, but manages to get the offensive rebound. Ebony Horton on the buzzer, and it just fails to drop. And we're level at 58 all going into the final quarter. So 10 minutes to go, Dave. 58-58. I'm not so sure we thought it would be at this stage. after the way the Eagles played in the first half, but you got credit Manchester's defence, which is the thing that's really brought them back in the game. And this shooting from Sophia Song. She's now up to 22 points personally, 4 of 8 from 3-point range, and it feels as if she's got more than that. Rhiannon Bailey up to 11 points, and Ebony Horton off the bench with 15 points.
Well, that game really heated up there, and then in the last half of that third quarter, I mean, both teams getting really on top of the game. Shots going in, great defence, people running on the transition. They were doing all the talking they need to on this game. What good game this is so far.
It's Eagles, for the Eagles scorers, Maddie McVicker's up to 18 points with 6 rebounds. Alison Gorrell with 14 points and 6 rebounds. Mandy Caveda shoot 11 points and 7 rebounds. It's mainly the starting 5 for the Eagles, a little bit from Molly Taylor, who's played very aggressively but still has only 2 points. Abby Lowe's and Chuku Itu have played a few minutes, whereas Manchester's bench, particularly obviously down to Ebony Horton with that 15 points. Maya Bratka had the chance there to take her personal total to 4 points right on the buzzer, but missed her layup. And whilst at half time, if anybody had asked me to predict the game, I would have quite comfortably said Eagles. Now I'm obviously changing that completely. I'm not going to say it isn't going to be the Eagles that win or Manchester, but I really couldn't call it now, especially the way Manchester have come back. And you've got to give obviously their players an awful lot of credit for that, and their coach as well. Jeff Jones has obviously come up with some answers. So Manchester get us underway, chance to take the lead again. Had that chance right at the end of the third quarter. Yes, Sophia Song for 3, and in it goes again from Sophia Song. She's up to 25. 5 of 9 now from 3-point range, and Eagles have certainly got to try and find an answer for her because she's really burning it up now. Alison Gorrell drives along the baseline to Molly Taylor, Maddie McVicker, Mandy Caveda for shoot. She goes inside, asking Lisa Coop to drive to the basket. Gorrell for 3, knocks it down. Levels it up the other way. Here's Sophia Song again. And that's a great stand. Great stand by Maddie McVicker. No call on the foul either way, but did enough to get the ball out of Sophia Song's hands. And the Eagles will get that ball at the sideline. Really good defense by Maddie McVicker. Here's Ali Gorrell. Asking Lisa Coop to come out and give her space, and throws the ball inside, but it's not a good pass. Manchester come away with the defensive play, and Ebony Horton, or layup's just a little bit too strong, and Lisa Coop back to get the rebound. There's Maddie McVicker driving, dishing backwards to Caveda shoot. That was a long backward pass.
Lucky she got away with that one.
Yeah. Mandy going, there's the floater again, and in for one, but that's a great stand by number 12, Ebony Horton. I think Eagles thought the basket should have been good.
Well,
the basket's called off.
I was just to say there's a lot of hectic play going on in the very short 1 minute 10 seconds we've had, and there was a real calming and cool move, but she didn't quite come off. She called for the charge.
Called for the charge, and the basket was wiped off by referee Graham Shaw. And he's now, after consulting with the table, has decided that the charge was after the ball had left the hands.
Jeff Jones doesn't agree, but I think that is the right decision. I thought it was a really, really controlled play by Caveda shoot.
Yeah.
She really drives the defender backwards, and then she's just so good at changing the pace, like almost like a hesitation move, and then she goes just into the floater.
So Eagles up by 2, 63-61. Manchester on offense with a chance to level or even go in front. Nicoletti has Ebony Horton for 3. That one's off. Caveda shoot takes the rebound. She gives it Alison Gorrell. Alison Gorrell goes hard. But good footwork back in defence by Helen Naylor. Alison Gorrell to Lisa Coop. Lisa Coop long pass to Caveda, which is cut out by Ebony Horton. Eagles with 6 left on the shot clock as Kavita Shoot brings it over. She must know how much is left on the shot clock. Puts it up, doesn't go. 24 seconds. Manchester Sophia Song finds Ebony Horton inside. She comes out. Nicolette Lee from Young in for 2.
Eagles need to rediscover the defence they had in that first half. They're just not getting in passing lanes at the moment, being very passive off the ball.
And once again, Manchester got a hand in, deflect the ball away. Molly Taylor comes out. Mandy Kavera Shoot comes out. And that looks like a breath break as much as anything. She looks a little bit tired there. A little bit of a Gorrell into Coop, back to Gorrell. Gorrell steps on the line. Lisa Coop gets back down to pick up Maya Bratka. Georgia Jones brings it forward, 63-63, nothing obviously between the teams, 7:30 to go. We really can't predict this one either way. And there's going to be a foul inside. Fouls on Maddie McVicker, hands in the back. Helen Naylor will inbound. Georgia Jones. Bratka comes up, nice screen and goes in for the 2 but doesn't make it. Alison Gorrell takes another rebound and she's off to the races. Faced by Sophia Song. Sophia Song plays good defence but Gorrell is able to get the ball off the backboard and in for 2 to put the Eagles back up front 65-63.
And that's how fine a margin there is in this game. Branca did a great roll to the basket but couldn't finish. Alison Gorrell had a tough move to the basket there but she managed to finish it.
Sophia Song actually misses a 3 and the Eagles come away with the rebound. Here's Alison Gorrell again to the basket. Uses a nice little, and that's going to be an and 1. And she's really fired up after that one, Dave. Going all of her teammates right in their faces. Jeff Jones not quite sure, thought maybe Alison had just dipped her shoulder a little bit too hard. But as the offensive player, she's entitled to do that as she's driving to the basket. Don't
think there was ever any way at all that charge was going to get, and suddenly Alison Gorrell has made the 2 moves that have given the Eagles this 4-point lead. Or is it going to be 5?
It's 5. Yeah. There's one from the charity stripe.
She's taken the ball into the basket and been able to finish on both occasions.
68-63 Eagles. Still a long way to go in the game though. Far from finished. Bailey to Naylor. McVicker, Gordon, Naylor. Here's Bratka. She comes back out. Shot clock down to 2. Alison Gorrell just, it's Georgia Jones, good play by Georgia Jones. She went around the corner and Alison Gorrell, you can tell by her face she knew that she'd just been caught out there by Georgia Jones. Rhiannon Bailey inbounds to Georgia Jones. Once again Georgia Jones turns the corner. Oh, and it's great steal by Rachel Bland. I think she used Lisa Coop's body to come up with that. Bland again on the ball. Here's McVicker. Flicks it to Gorrell. Gorrell for 3. In it goes. Beautiful play between the 2 guards at the back for the Eagles. And Jeff Jones wants a timeout. The Eagles just back up by 8 points there and all Alison Gorrell. Thanks, Les. Back with us. 6 minutes exactly on the clock. Eagles with an 8-point run, all scored by Alison Gorrell. Suddenly lead 71-63. Lovely guard play by the 2 backcourt.
Not for the first time in her career. She's shown she can really step up when it matters most, because Manchester, we've shown so much improved in this half. One thing they do very well is the reversing the ball, and sometimes if that reverse ball is taken away from them at the point, they're throwing the skip pass to great effect. But absolutely, this is the Alison Gorrell show at the minute.
25 points for Alison at the moment. You can throw in it 7 rebounds. So Manchester get us back underway. Clock ticks off. Less than 6 minutes to go. Georgia Jones. And then Naylor back out to Georgia Jones, guarded by Chukwu Edu, but that's a lovely drive to the basket, and she's very unfortunate it goes out. Chukwu Edu comes up with a good rebound for the Eagles. McVicker, Gorrell inside outside, and then pops up for the 2. Doesn't go though. Good rebound by Helen Naylor. Nicolette just loses the handle. Rachel Bland and Alison Gorrell between them tidy it up. Maddie McVicker's going to go hard to the basket, and that's a lovely move by McVicker. Both the Eagles guards, American guards, into double figures now. In the 20s.
Yeah, terrific drive there, my Mandy McVicker. She protected the ball really well with her body. No chance at all was the defensive player going to stop that layup.
And to be fair to her, she's done really well there on defense as well against Helen Naylor. Stood her ground very well, and Helen Naylor couldn't get a shot away. It hasn't been Helen's night really tonight. She's feeling her way into this Manchester setup. Coop to Gorrell. Good defense though by Helen Naylor, and that's going to be a backcourt from the Eagles. Kaveda shoot on. Chukwuetu off. Nice little cameo from her just to give Mandy Kaveda shoot that rest. The Eagles leading by 10, 73 to 63. 4.5 minutes just about to click down. Bratka, offensive foul. That must be called inside the paint.
I'm confused by that decision.
Sophia Song was called for the offensive foul. Inside, I think, yeah. Probably moving screen or something like that. That's her 4th foul as well, Sophia Song, and Manchester can ill afford to lose her, but obviously Jeff Jones has got to leave her out there. Alison Gorrell to McVicker. McVicker, Rachel Bland. Bland out to McVicker. McVicker, fantastic first step. Absolutely fantastic first step. Really like this girl. I think she's a really good player.
Nice skip pass as well from Rachel Bland to change the whole dynamic of that offense. We're back to where we were earlier in the game. Jeff, where are Manchester going to get the points from?
First of all, they've got to stop the Eagles. There's Lisa Coop in for 2 points from Alison Gorrell's feed. The Eagles lead by 12. 75 to 63. Good strong showing here. Big run from the Eagles. It's a 14-0 run, I believe. Lisa Coop takes the rebound. Gorrell to McVicker. McVicker at pace. Back to Kaveda shoot. Back to McVicker. Oh, McVicker completely airball over the basket. Really wasn't expecting that, but guess who got back? Maddie McVicker again.
Well, they've really risen to the challenge, haven't they? Eagles have responded really well in the last 3 minutes.
Coach Button really did get after them and have a good chat. I was a little bit surprised he's taking a time out there with the way the side were playing, but he has got 2 left, so if 3:44 to go, probably just to give his team a bit of a break and a bit of a praise. I don't know.
Maybe he has something he wants to emphasise, but you know, always a risk at this time. If you suddenly take a time out of that, you take the energy out of your team, because right now their energy levels were going up onto the Richter scale. I mean, just think of that play there from Alison Gorrell. Ball lost at one end, she chases back. Oh no, sorry, Maddie McVicker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrific hustle back on defence.
So we have the first double-double of the game, and it's come from Lisa Coop, who has 10 points and 10 rebounds. But for the Eagles, it's Alison Gorrell leading the way with 25 points. Maddie McVicker has 20 points, and Mandy Kavera-Shoot has 13. Manchester's Sophia Song has 25 points. Ebony Horton 15. Eagles have done a pretty good job on Ebony Horton's second half because she looked as if she could be somebody who could be really dangerous for them. I'm just looking, I really wasn't expecting this figure. Hannah Shaw and Hannah Naylor have combined for 0 points of 9 shooting. Very unusual for players of their calibre. Georgia Jones to Rhiann Bailey. Outside is Nicolette Fong Lu Ki. There's Sophia Song going inside strongly. Misses alley up, but a good rebound by Rhiann Bailey. And she gets up. But Maddie McVicker comes away with the rebound. Good defensive play by little McVicker. And she goes again. Out to Kavera-Shoot. She thought about the three, then comes inside. No look past to McVicker. Here's the Gorrell. Inside the last 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gorrell shaking, baking, driving off the glass and not quite in. Coop can't get the rebound. Rhiann Bailey comes away with it. Nicola Fong Lu Ki to Sophia Song. And I think Sophia Song just stepped out of bounds. Unfortunately, because she made it. Timeout Manchester. Just before we get back in the game, another big shout out to the Eagles ladies sponsors, Give to Local and WL Distillery, the shirt sponsors. WL Distillery, local gin factory, so if you're looking for a Christmas present, there's a place to go. If you're an Eagles fan, support the people who support the club. Obviously Newcastle West End Food Bank, Enigma Tap Micro Brewery down in North Shields, Tass and Tombola. So 3 minutes to go before I'm rudely interrupted by that extremely loud horn again. And 75-63, not quite done yet, but Eagles in the ascendancy. So Eagles 12 points up, 3 minutes to go. They have the ball at the sideline. Bland into McVicker, and off we go again. McVicker to Gorrell. Kavera-Shoot. Nice pass to Bland. Bland thought about driving, didn't. Georgia Jones did well. Rachel Bland again, back to Kavera-Shoot. There's for two. It's the front of the rim, comes down. Ebony Horton takes a nice rebound. Fong Lu Ki. Back to Ebony Horton. Ebony Horton for three. That looks good. Oh, just doesn't go.
Looked absolutely perfect from where we were sitting, didn't it? Right behind. A great form on the shooting.
McVicker does well. Comes up. Goal. But great hands by Fong Lung Q. That's going to be an Eagles ball at the end line. 2:21 to go. 40 minutes to play. Nobody else has scored so far, so Eagles still got that 12-point lead. Kavera-Shoot into Coop. Coop one bounce. Left hand off the basket, off the glass. Classic big girl play. 2 points, 77-63. I think it might just be a little bit too far for Manchester now, but we'll see. Rhiann Bailey drives hard to the basket. If she'd made that, she would have gone the line for an extra bonus, and that would have pulled it back a little bit. As it is, she'll go on the line to shoot two. That was on Lisa Coop, her fourth. 2:02 to go. I can't see her coming out though. Rhiann Bailey with the first, misses the first, and there's the difference. If the ball goes in, she's shooting it on one, she's already got the 2 points. Now it could go from, instead of being a 3-point play, it could just be a 1-point play or even a no-point play. It is a 1-point play as Rhiann makes the second one. 77-64. Spot on the 2 minutes. Kavera, almost rugby play. Alison Gorrell didn't get the roll, but Lisa Coop does get the rebound, and another rebound, and another rebound, and another rebound, and eventually after the fourth offensive rebound, She put it back in, but was called for a travel. And if well, I'm not saying it because
I'm not saying anything either.
And I think is that a technical foul on Chris Bunton? It is, yeah. And I think that'll say it for us. Technical foul on Chris Bunton. Calls his players in. Georgia Jones to shoot the free throw. Georgia Jones makes the free throw and the ball will go all the way back to the end line of Manchester because it was their ball. I think what Chris Bunton was saying basically was that Lisa Coop obviously she should have finished one of the first three and didn't really move any feet at all and was wondering how Rhiannon Bailey for three. That one's just out. Maddie McVicker takes the rebound. Rhiannon Bailey goes charging in to try and put McVicker off. It's a fourth foul on Rhiannon Bailey.
How many rebounds has Maddie McVicker got?
Yeah, I thought you made it just. I think it's 9 now.
Wow.
You know, for a 5'4" point guard, that's some effort, but it's a position as much as anything, Dave, isn't it?
She knows. I had a player once, Ralph Bucci. I don't really remember him. He knew exactly where to go to get a rebound.
Yeah.
She's exactly the same. She knows exactly where to go to take that rebound.
Alison Gorrell, nice play from Ali Gorrell, but she can't make the 2-point shot. Sophia Song comes away with it, gives it to Georgia Jones. 1:20 to go. Georgia Jones bounces the ball, unfortunately, off her own leg. Just wondering if Jamal Anderson's watching this on the way back from London. If you're Jamal, hello. Ramon Fletcher's also watching this, and the Eagles sitting in the house. Hope they're making Alison Gorrell's tea. Nice 3-point shot from Georgia Jones. Knocks it down. Back to within 9. 1 minute left to go. Rachel Bland as well to get the ball away to Ali Gorrell. She finds Lisa Coop. Coop comes back out to McVicker. McVicker thought about the 3, didn't shoot it. Kaveda thought about the 3, she didn't shoot it. Rachel Bland gave it. Well, there's Maddie McVicker now taking an offensive rebound. Proving Dave's point absolutely perfectly. But unfortunately, our teammates wasted a rebound. Georgia Jones for 3 again. Well, that one's at the front of the rim. Lisa Coop.
Good defence, though, from Ebony Horton. She read it really well. Got in the passing lane, picked it off. Bit of physicality on the bigger player. It's our production team getting excited again.
Yeah, it's our production team making a lot of noise, yeah. You're just wondering whether it was an 8-second call or a backcourt call before the foul. Nope, it isn't. It's going to be a foul. Fourth foul on Nicolette. Maddie McVicker at the line for the first time tonight, and she's missed from the line. She now does have a double-double, Dave. 20 points and 10 rebounds. Makes a second, take her up with 21 points. Timeout Manchester. So we have 24.3 seconds to go, 78-68. Obviously Manchester have took a time out there, probably looking for a quick 3 and then a foul just to try and see if they can stretch the game out a little bit. But it looks very much like the Eagles who are going to take this win, probably just about deserving the win, I would have said. But some really good performances. Alison Gorrell, 25 points, 7 rebounds. Maddie McVicker, 21 points, 10 rebounds and 4 assists. And the two girls who came back in tonight, Mandy Kavera shoot 13 points and 8 rebounds, and Lisa Coop 12 points and 15 rebounds. I think we have to give a shout out to Rachel Bland as well, who's been in the starting 5. She's only got 5 points, but she's also got 6 rebounds and 4 assists, and has really led by example all night. So Manchester trying to get the ball in bounds. Chris Button puts the press on. Rachel Bland chasing Nicolette down the court. Evan Yorton, Sophia Song thought about the 3. Manchester just holding the ball for the last shot, I think. Georgia Jones looking for a way through, gives it to Sophia Song. Sophia Song for a long 3, doesn't make it. Squavera, she takes the rebound, and that's all she wrote. So the Newcastle Eagles win this one 78 points to 68. Deserved win in the end. Pulled it out after Manchester came really back strongly in the third. Good fourth quarter by the Eagles to close the game out, and a really enjoyable game of basketball.
It was an enjoyable game of basketball, and let's remember it takes 2 teams to make an enjoyable game. So full marks to Manchester for the way they recovered from slightly underperformance in the first half, came out, were really competitive in the second half. But the difference was, with about 5 minutes to go, is that 3 players you've got to mention from the Eagles: Mandy McVicker, Kavanda Shute and Alison Gorrell simply took over this game and made it probably more of a comfortable win from the Eagles than the score suggests. But also, I feel a duty to say here what a great team performance as well from all of the Eagles. They all played the part in that win.
Yeah, it was a really, really exciting and entertaining game all the way through, with 2 really good teams who gave it their all, and really enjoyed calling that game. And hopefully it'll not be the last time we get to call a WBBL game, Dave. It would be really nice to do another one. I think the Eagles' next game is next Sunday at Leicester, I believe. So I don't know whether Leicester will be streaming that one, but watch out for that, because this is certainly a league that's well worth watching and supporting. Thank you if you did watch, and I hope you enjoyed it. And as we say, Newcastle Eagles 78, Manchester Mystics 68. We'll see you next time.